Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Mystical Visions. Right out the gate, there's dogs and there's honking in the background. I do apologize. Hopefully, it'll die down soon. But today, we're taking a look at what your next action steps should be. Now, I'm feeling a very Martian energy lately, and if you guys don't know about astrology, Mars is the energy of like action and forward movement. If you guys follow my art channel, I did a Mars painting recently, and ever since, it's just been in my mind. So today I thought, let's do an action-themed pick a card. So today we're taking a look at what your next steps should be. No matter what the situation is, I'm going to be open to whatever message wants to come through. We are going to have an energy check to make sure you have the right pile. We'll take a look at what your next steps should be in your situation. And we'll also look at the outcome of what will happen once you follow these next steps. And of course, there will be advice from our oracle cards. And just like last time, I feel like using one deck per group really helped me tap into you guys' energy a lot more clearly. So that's kind of what we're going to do today as well. So I've gone ahead and grabbed the Emperor card from all three decks that I'll be using for the tarot today. So for part one, we have this Emperor from the Ryder Waite tarot, which is the traditional tarot. For pile two, we have this guy from the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic tarot deck. And for pile number three, we have this Emperor from the Tarot of the Divine deck. Oh my goodness. So, as always, I've gone ahead and left your timestamps down in the video description. If this reading resonates, please remember to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more readings, and comment below letting me know how this resonated for you. And yeah, I'll give you guys some time with these decks, and I will see you at your reading. Pile number one, hello. So if you guys picked the Ryder Waite deck, then this is your reading. So we're going to start with some cards that will tell us what your situation is, and you can use this as an energy check. Make sure you've got the right pile. Then we'll take a look at your action steps that you are being advised to take. And then towards the end, we'll look at the outcome once you take these action steps and who you will become, what energy you will embody as a result of these. And then finally, we'll take a look at some advice from the oracle cards. So if you're ready, let's dive in. So what situation are you already in, and what is your energy coming into this reading? To start, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And that's clarified by the Ace of Wands also in reverse. And for your archetype card, we have Gnosis. Okay. Interesting. Oh, what's interesting is this is also like a wheel imagery. So currently, you might be feeling like you're down in the dumps a little bit, like everything was going your way and then suddenly it's not. Like you were seeing a lot of progress and then suddenly there's no progress. You're feeling uninspired. You're feeling a little lost, a little confused as to, how this could have how the fates could have turned, in a manner of speaking. And it's almost like it's not human error. Do you understand? Like, it's not something you did or something anyone did. It just seems like an unexplained reversal of fortunes, if that makes sense. I feel very fidgety. I should say, though, when I was shuffling your cards, they came out like really quickly. And they came out like in the right positions and in the right numbers and stuff. So I feel very fidgety. So I feel like you might be quite psychic. You might be quite spiritual yourself. You might be getting a lot of downloads and information through psychic senses. And maybe that's why you almost recognize that this is not a regular, like, human action equals human consequence. Like, there's something more here, and maybe that's why you're here today. For this Gnosis card, I'm just going to quickly read it from the book. This is, I believe, one of the special cards to the back. I don't know why I call them the special cards. It just feels interesting. Okay. Gnosis, innermost knowing mystic truths. Yes, okay. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the one ultimate conclusion that facts slip towards mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions, over-intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others. Okay, so how one, you might be someone who is so tuned in already psychically. However, you may not be one who trusts their own gifts. You might be someone who maybe looks outside for confirmation. You maybe look to other readers. You look to priests and channelers and, I don't know, YouTube shorts to figure out the truth of the matter. Even though you have intuitive insight of your own, you might be someone who relies on other people's intuition far more than you feel like you can rely on your own. And right now it might feel like, oh, it could very well be that your psychic gifts feel a little bit blocked, which if you're watching this when I upload this, we are towards the very tail end of a massive Mercury retrograde. So it could be that, but it could also just be whatever we're going to take a look at. But right now, you might be in a place where things just feel like they're not going your way, and it feels sudden and unexpected. So if that's your situation, let's dive into what your next steps should be. And I have a feeling these cards will give us some clarity about your situation as well. So to start, we have the Knight of Wands. And that's clarified by the Ten of Cups. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Part one, you're at the place where you are too close to what's behind you. When I say what's behind you, imagine you're driving a car, okay, a very big car. It's a truck. You're driving a truck. And you know you have the rear view mirrors and the side mirrors and that kind of thing. If you look at the sides, the wing mirrors of your truck, you will likely see stuff that is quite a ways behind you, like that's coming up like really far behind you. But you won't see stuff that is literally behind your own truck, like nothing that's directly behind you. You may see it when it overtakes you, but you won't see it when it's so close behind you. Like the mirror won't catch it because it's too physically close to you. And so with this Knight of Wands and the Ten of Cups here, I'm getting the feeling that whatever you are trying to manifest, whatever this thing that stopped giving you signs, that stopped giving you progress, whatever that is, the only reason it stopped showing up in your life is because it is directly behind you. Like it's directly about to enter your life. Like you're too close to the situation to see it, if that makes sense. Missing the forest for the trees, that kind of thing. So up until this point, well, before this started, because your manifestation, I feel like this is about a manifestation, because it was further enough away from you, you were able to see it. But now that it's so close, it's almost like it's literally behind you, but obviously you can't see behind you with your peripheral vision. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So it's the reason you're not seeing it is because it is so close to materializing in your world. And this is definitely about your ultimate happiness. Like this isn't random, I don't know, like you're manifesting a coffee, that popular manifestation exercise. I love that stuff. But this is big stuff. Like this is ultimate joy, ultimate emotional satisfaction, ultimate excitement and emotional fulfillment. And with the Knight of Wands here, this is coming in relatively quickly. Now, Knight of Swords is technically the fastest knight, followed swiftly by the Knight of Wands. So it may not happen tomorrow, but I feel like that's a good thing because this allows you a little bit of time to grow into the person who already has what you're manifesting, right? It's not going to be thrust upon you when you're not ready. Right now, you have like a bit of a buffer period to kind of mentally prepare for this thing to come in. So whatever it is you're looking for, Pile 1, and whatever you're doing actually, manifestation practice-wise, keep doing it because it's definitely working. The reason you feel like it's not working is because you don't see results in the physical world yet. But again, that's just because it is literally so close to you that you can't even see it through your peripheral vision. Okay? Next, we have the Chariot in reverse. Okay. Clarified by the Eight of Cups in reverse. Oh, right. Okay, so this is a pretty clear message. What you need to do next is slow down. Do not walk away from this. You might be the kind of person where in the past you may have gone through this cycle several times, and with this wheel imagery, I feel like this is what's happened pretty much every time you've tried to manifest something. Is you'll start off with the intention, you'll immediately see signs, you'll immediately see confirmation, you'll immediately see opportunities coming your way. Next thing you know, things go radio silent. And then you immediately assume, oh, it's not going to happen, so I'll just walk away, I'll figure out something else to ask for. And then the cycle starts over. But with the Chariot in reverse and the Eight of Cups both in reverse, the Chariot is about confident forward movement. It's about someone who knows what they are capable of and they go after what they want, like they take the action. And in many ways, the reversal of this feels like the opposite of this Knight of Wands energy, where here it's asking you to slow down, to take a moment, to gather yourself, to chill out. And if this card hadn't come out with this, the meaning of it would have been very different, because the Eight of Cups upright is about walking away from something that you thought was meant for you, but you're starting to realize that it's not. Wow, the dogs are going crazy outside. But because the Eight of Cups is in reverse here, guys, and the Chariot is in reverse, it's telling you to stop pushing too hard, but definitely don't push this manifestation away either. Okay, so it's like you don't need to do anything new or different. Just keep going at your pace, because if you were to do anything new or different, that would be you trying to change things again and to, get rid of the momentum you've built up so far and have to start over from scratch, which is not what you need right now, because this manifestation is so close. Like the wheel is so close to turning over. But if you stop right now, it will go back to the very beginning. It's like the rotary phones. I'm getting so many analogies. You guys are going to be very visual people. You know the rotary phones they had back in the day, where if you wanted to press like the number 9, you had to go like all the way around. And then the second you release it, it went back to the original position, and then you had to do it again. That's kind of how I'm feeling. It's like you're so close to, hitting that 9, but if you change tracks now, you're going to release it, and then it's going to go back, and you're going to have to start over, right? So don't do that. Definitely don't walk away and release it, but don't try to like yank that 9 over the line, It's like hold still and allow it to come to you. Be a stationary target so that what you're manifesting can find its way to you. Yeah, I definitely love doing it like this, where it's like one deck of cards per pile, because this is like, I'm getting so much clarity right now. Yeah. Whatever it is you're manifesting, you are doing enough. You're doing just the right amount. Anything more might push out the energy of desperation. Anything less might get rid of the momentum. So whatever you're doing, keep doing that. Don't add to it. Don't subtract from it. You don't need to change it in any way. It's working. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles. And that's clarified by Strength in reverse. Yeah, okay. I get it. So, the 5 of Pentacles is about loss. It's about, the light is shining directly onto it. It's about loss. It's about being left out in the cold. It's a feeling of not having enough. It's a lack mindset. And that's clarified by Strength in reverse. Now, the Strength card upright isn't necessarily about being strong. It's more that it's knowing which battles are worth fighting, right? And so if this card were upright, this would indicate someone who knows when to hold them and when to fold them. But to have this in reverse, clarifying the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like this entire reading is just a warning to not repeat old cycles, because the reason you've been left out in the cold in the past, the reason you felt lack, you felt pain and suffering and loneliness in the past, is because you've tried to fight every single battle that came your way. Every time something didn't go your way, you've changed tacks. Every time something even gave you a hint that it might not work out exactly the way you planned, you've walked away from the situation prematurely as well. So the only way you will ever lose this happiness is if you try to control it, you try to overdo it, you try to physically, manually make it come to you, because that's not the nature of the universe. That's not the nature of manifestation. The universe does not like control. It's like water, right? If you, maybe not water, maybe like, think of jelly, right? I made jelly the other day. It's delicious. But think of jelly, right? You have a handful of jelly and you want to make sure that it doesn't fall out of your hand. So you kind of hold it like that. But what happens if you squeeze the jelly too tight? It's going to like squish out and just fall out of your hands. And it's the same way working with the universe. If you try to hold too hard, it's going to squish out of your hand and you're not going to get what you were asking for. So this is just them saying, listen, we understand that you have timelines, but your timelines are a limited vision, okay? The truth is you deserve something bigger, much more spectacular than what you even imagined was possible. And the only way to allow that to happen is to allow the universe to take control of the situation. So if you want to avoid this kind of thing, make sure that you avoid this kind of thing. If you want to avoid the loss and the heartache, make sure you avoid fighting every battle manually, physically, like in a controlling way. Okay? I feel like all of this, your next steps are just the steps you've been taking so far, nothing more and nothing less. What you are doing is working. And soon you will see it and you will know. I might just do a quick card pull to see if there's any sort of time frame for when this might come in. A couple cards. We have the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. When will this come in? When you stop overly intellectualizing the situation, when you stop overthinking it, and when you... So the 4 of Pentacles, again, is a card of holding on too tightly. So Honestly, I feel like the answer is it will come in when you choose to let go. Like, it can come in as quickly as you truly let go of control over the situation. Because once you do, it'll be like you're not even really waiting, like you're not even really worried about when it comes in, if that makes sense. So the only reason you're worried about when is because you're like, it should have come in now. Why is this not matching up to the timing I had in my mind? The second you let go of that, it really won't even matter when it does come in, because you'll know that whenever it comes in is the perfect time. It's like, I just think it's funny that I tried to look for a time period for you, and the answer was absolutely not. Okay, so the outcome of the situation, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. Yep. And death in reverse as well. Yeah, this is definitely not over. Whatever you're trying to manifest is definitely still coming to you for sure. And we have the mentor. Okay. Maybe the reason, let me just check everything is in frame. Yeah, everything is in frame. Maybe the reason this hasn't come in yet is because you are meant to learn from someone how to best utilize this manifestation once it comes in. And that mentor character is either someone else who is supposed to mentor you through this process, or you are meant to evolve into a mentor type person once you've worked up to this manifestation, once you've embodied the person who has this. So either you are becoming the mentor or you have a mentor coming in. But with the 10 of Wands and death in reverse, the 10 of Wands upright is about someone who is so overburdened by their responsibilities that they have fallen over and crashed, or like they're not able to carry it anymore. To have that in reverse talks about you are so... it's like it's a lot on your shoulders, but it's not too much for you to carry. That's how I feel like interpreting it right now. But death in reverse, death upright is the ending of a cycle. So are tens, by the way, in the minor arcana. Tens are the ending of a cycle. You might be someone who ends cycles prematurely just to get it over with, just to get it out of the way. Which, if you are, hello, I'm one of those. I'm working very hard to not be that person. But you might be someone who, because this death moment seems so familiar to you, because you've walked away from so many things voluntarily, it's almost like you're a pro at ending cycles. But sometimes you might skip over that lesson that you were supposed to learn in that cycle just in the hurry to end it. So who you will become when you continue doing what you're doing, when you take these precautions and stuff, you will become someone who learns patience, learns that everything has its right time. And if something is being dragged on, it's because there is something there for you to learn and appreciate. It almost feels like you will become someone who understands that you cannot rush life. You cannot rush lessons. You cannot rush cycles. You're definitely becoming far more patient, far more evolved and unflappable. But I am going to read the mentor card here. So this is card number 6. Okay, there we go. The teacher, the sage, the guru. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Focused, clear, bright, remains a student. When dark, self-serving, envious of youth, righteous, rigid. Okay, so it's definitely either you are stepping into a role of teaching how you achieved this, or you are stepping into a role of learning from someone who has achieved this, who helps you maybe not achieve it, but how to manage it. Like, say you're manifesting a huge amount of money, but you're not someone who has had money like that for most of your life. You might be drawing in a mentor who can teach you how to manage your wealth so that it goes for a long time, how to work with it instead of just spending it all or investing it all without thinking. You might be attracting a mentor that will teach you how to move forward with your career. If this is career related, if you're looking for a promotion, for instance, you might attract a mentor that will tell you what to do next. But it's, in order to get here, your energy has to align with that of this mentor as well. So that may be another reason why it's taking a little longer, but rest assured you will get there. Just keep doing what you're doing. Okay. So finally, let's take a look at some advice. So I've drawn a card from the Work Your Light deck and from the Animal Spirit deck. We'll read both from the book. For Work Your Light, you have the Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Didn't I say you might be someone who does not trust your own intuition? I mean, come on now. These cards are not messing around today, hey. So what page are you? 112. Okay. Akasha exists in the 5th dimension and the library of souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can tap into it at any time. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and in the spirit world, to trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. Yeah. This is definitely a time where you want to learn to trust your own instinct, to trust the guidance that comes to you. And maybe that's how you step into this mentor role. It's not about seeking advice from anyone else, but from within. And that's another thing that the Two of Swords is about. It's about not choosing an option based on logic and mental powers or mental prowess, but rather to go within. That's why their eyes are closed here. To go within and seek the wisdom that lies inside you. Okay? Finally, we have Horse Spirit in reverse. Freedom is yours. This is card number 33. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Oh, it opened directly to that page. That's crazy. You guys are really gifted. Okay. Are you feeling stuck? Has your spirit been broken by challenges you have faced? Your current choices may not seem the best, but you are not seeing the clearing ahead where you can break free and run. Whatever your choices right now, they can lead you to exhilarating freedom. So trust the guidance of spirit. Horse Spirit is here to tell you that adventure calls and you will soon realize your power is greater than you think. It's time to loosen up, drop the reins, let go, and prance with others just for the fun of it. Yeah, it's definitely time to take a deep breath, release, let go of control, and embrace the part of the process that you are at right now, because that's just as important as the rest of it. Okay, so that's your reading for today, Pal 1. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you and what you're working on, because I'm really curious to see. If this reading resonated, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Comment below again. And if you'd like a private reading, you can email me. My email is in the video description. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your time and energy with me and letting me read for you. I truly, truly hope it helped. You can stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Pal number 2, hello. So if you guys picked the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic deck, then this is your reading. I had to tilt the camera down a little because these cards are pretty big, and I'm hoping that everything can stay in the frame. So welcome. I've gone ahead and pre-shuffled your cards. These cards here are our energy check, as pretty much always. We're going to take a look at where you're at, what the situation is, what this reading is going to be about today, and what energy you're entering this reading with. Then with these cards here, we'll take a look at what your next steps should be, why, how, all of that good stuff. And then here, we'll take a look at who you will become at the end of this. What will be the outcome of the situation? What energy archetype will you be embodying by the end of this? And then, of course, there is some advice here. So let's dive in. What is the situation? Who are you? What's going on? We have Temperance in reverse. And that's clarified by the Hanged One, also in reverse. Both major arcana, only a couple numbers apart from each other. And for the archetype, we have the Forest. Okay, Pile 2. I feel like you guys are feeling quite unbalanced right now. But you can't quite tell why. Okay. Yeah, so with the Temperance in reverse, it feels like there's just a lot going on. It feels like you might be a little overwhelmed. And with the Hanged One or the Hanged Man in reverse, it almost feels like you cannot see how you're supposed to get out of this. And that's kind of why I went like, because the forest, to me, we will read this from the book, but to me, the idea of a forest feels almost like getting lost. Like not knowing how to find your way out of the thick. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. You might be caught in a lot right now, Pile 2. You might be going through a lot. There must be a lot on your plate. And if that's resonating with you, oh my goodness, good luck. Because I know what it's like to be overwhelmed. It is exhausting. But if you also feel like this is some sort of divine punishment, I don't think that's true, but with both of these being major arcana, it kind of feels like that might be a thought that's running through your head, like, oh, why am I being punished? Why am I so tired? You know, what did I do wrong? You didn't. It's okay. But let's take a look at the Forest here. So this is card number 36. If I can navigate these Roman numerals. Okay, the forest, the woods, the thicket, the jungle. Consider for a moment your earliest memory of the forest. It's likely it included all the mythic dynamics of this archetypal space. A little fear, a little enchantment, perhaps losing your way, perhaps discovering a secret mystical treasure. Such is the magic of the forest. It requires first that you enter it and then that you get lost within it. You may think there is a path to lead you straight through, but soon enough you'll be on what is known as the pathless path. Magic abounds, childlike wonder, adventure, when dark, concealment, density, savagery. Yeah, it definitely feels like it. Okay. With the Hanged One in reverse, I kind of was getting this message, but I wasn't sure how to say it, but I understand now. I think what's happening right now is how do I say this? It's almost like you're not seeing that this might be a situation that you prayed for. that this is the kind of busy that you always wished you would be, right? So if you think about what you're doing right now, if you think of a situation that you're in, say for instance, you got a new job and it is so much work. But if you think to before you had this job, when you were applying for it, when you were interviewing for it, you wanted this. Maybe you didn't know that this entailed this much work, but you definitely are where you wanted to be some time ago. And that's not me trying to minimize your discomfort or me trying to, tell you, oh, you should be grateful for your problems. No, absolutely not. It is real. It is exhausting. I get it. But this is the kind of loss that your past self wanted. And I only say that not to victim blame, but to offer more confirmation to make sure that this is your pile for one. But also, like with this hanged one in reverse, it may be a slight shift in perspective that might make things a little more bearable. But if this is your situation, hello, welcome. Let's take a look at what your next steps should be, hopefully out of this chaos, okay? So to start, we have the Oracle or the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely giving me career vibes. And that's clarified by the Seven of Cups. Ah, okay. Your next steps are to... Okay, couple different ways you can look at this. One is to understand that this fear, the feeling of not being in charge, is coming from a place of lack. It is an illusion here with the Seven of Cups, okay? Whereas with the Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who is abundant and is consistent, but not consistent. What's the word I'm looking for? Is secure in their abundance, right? And this is someone who is abundant from within. Whether the outside world matches it or not does not matter. Okay? So these cards here, one, might be asking you to embrace a sense of abundance, even if it may not seem in the world outside you that that's the case. Like, so the Seven of Cups is about illusions, right? It's about, there's so many cups in front of you, that could be anything in it, and that's the beauty of it. It's about, you don't know what might come out of any of the cups, but it's the not knowing where the magic lies, right? So right now, I think you're in a position where you're building a sense of abundance from within, but it's the not knowing that's getting to you. So that's one way to look at it. The other way is to just delude yourself, lie to yourself. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like to advocate lying, but sometimes it's really helpful to lie to yourself and pretend like your life is perfect until it becomes perfect, right? It's about speaking it into existence. So with abundance, like say for instance, you're seeking an abundance of time, right? Because there's so much on your plate right now, or abundance of relaxation, of energy, whatever it is you're looking for. Go within and change your narrative, right? Give yourself the illusion of having a lot more time, a lot more space, a lot more energy than you actually do. And it's like, fake it till you make it, right? So that's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is, hey, the more work you're doing, the more you're getting paid, right? That's the other way to look at it. So again, I'm not saying, you should be grateful for your problems because at least you're getting paid for it. Absolutely not. I mean, money is great and everything, but there is also a lot of exploitation in the corporate world, and I get that. Absolutely, I do. However, the only way out of the situation is through it. And the best way to get through it in this case seems to be to just lie to yourself. To just, if you can convince your mind that something is true, there is nothing in the world that can go against it, right? So if you can convince your mind that you have so much time, you have so much energy, you have all the free time in the world, you have the authority to do whatever you want with your time, it will become true. That is just the nature of manifestation, right? So your first advice here is to embrace the lie, Okay, next we have the sun. Okay, beautiful. And that's clarified by the world. Lots of major arcana for you guys, pile 2. The sun, optimism, joy, happiness, excitement. The world, completion of a cycle. So maybe this is not the first time you felt this way. Maybe this is a repeating pattern of feeling overwhelmed, of engrossing yourself in the world so much that you forget to care for yourself. You forget to nurture yourself. You forget to take time out and relax and de-stress, right? However, you can't break a cycle with the same energy that created that cycle, right? So in order to break the cycle, which is what the world signifies, the end of a cycle, and a successful end at that, the way to do it is to embrace the energy of the sun. This is power, creativity, optimism, happiness for the sake of happiness. Happiness in whatever situation you are in. So again, it does feel like you're going to have to do a bit of lying to yourself. But interesting. There's definitely a theme of 2s here. 14 and 12 are 2 apart. 19, 21 are 2 apart. 42 is 21 times 2. There's a lot of 2s going on. You might be seeing repeating 2s a lot. Anyway. So, yeah, I definitely feel like your way through this cycle, to put it to rest properly, is to embrace optimism. And it might go a little bit to toxic positivity levels, and as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, I think that's okay, right? I think it's not too bad. As long as you're not hurting anyone in the process, including yourself, I think embracing like fake positivity, at least until it becomes real, is all right. Okay? Because it almost feels like the advice here is to just hit your brain with a brute force algorithm, just wipe everything clean and start over. Just pretend that you're the version of yourself that is happy and relaxed, right? Because think about like a nice sunny day. What do you do on a nice sunny day? You go out and you lie down and you relax, right? I mean, I assume you do. I don't, but I assume that's what a lot of people do. But I feel like you guys are quite witty, quite sarcastic, because I feel like making jokes with you. But yeah, whatever it is, whatever you're going through right now, it's almost like the way you're being told to cope with it. And this may not be the most deep, powerful transformation or anything like that. This is just to get you through the day for the most part, because it does feel like you might be approaching burnout a little bit. But the only way through it is to use quick fixes, and in this case, lie to yourself. Pretend you are way calmer, way more relaxed, way more chilled out than you actually are, until you actually become that person, okay? Another quick message that's just come in, by the way, is this might have to do with what you think abundance is. So think of how you've imagined abundance to feel like. If you've only seen abundance in your life through people who worked extremely hard, who worked way too hard, who did crazy hours to make money, since you want to work towards abundance with this Queen of Pentacles here, that might be what you unconsciously repeat in your own life. Alternately, if you see abundance as relaxation, as luxury, as wealth and security, maybe what's going on right now is trying to show you that you are not working from the mindset of abundance. I feel like talking money to you guys. This definitely feels more like it's about career and money and that kind of thing. So ask yourself, did I internalize an idea of abundance that is linked to hard work? Or did I internalize an idea of abundance that is linked to relaxation? If I linked abundance to hard work, do I work so hard because I feel like that will make me abundant? Alternately, if I've linked abundance to relaxation, do I work hard because I feel like I am in a lack state? Either way, the idea is to embrace abundance from a lens of relaxation. Okay? Our final two cards for your next steps. We have the Elder of Pentacles, which is the King. That's the counterpart of the Queen. Yeah, but what did I tell you? I feel like talking money to you. That's clarified by the Fool in reverse. Okay. This is interesting because the Elder of Pentacles, this is the last of the suit of Pentacles. And I believe this is the last of the cards in this deck. Like, that's literally the end of that cycle. And the Fool is the new beginning, right? So it might be that actually you're quickly approaching the end of the cycle, but until you embrace this idea of what abundance is, unless you change it within you, the new cycle with the Fool will not begin. Right? This is the last card in this deck. This is the first card in this deck. So that's 0. So the energy of the Fool is someone who frolics. That's the best way I can explain it. It's someone who runs around, who does not really care about consequences yet because they don't know that can be consequences. They just are up for an adventure and that's all they care about. So to have that in reverse, clarified by the Elder of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles, it kind of tells me that the cycle you're currently in is about mastering the physical world. It's about mastering abundance, mastering money, mastering security, financial stability, that kind of thing. And you might be like at the very tail end of it, but until you're in that place where you're able to equate abundance and luxury to relaxation, the new cycle cannot begin. So I think your assignment very much is to go within and ask yourself, in what way have I misunderstood what it means to be rich, what it means to be successful, what it means to be wealthy? Right? Because if any of that is stressful, if any of the words I just described make you think of someone who works hard, who burns the midnight oil, who burns the candle on both ends, I think that's where your problem lies. And that's what's keeping you stuck in this energy of chaos. And right now, you're very, very much being called to rethink that, to rewrite that story. That's how you work through this very tail end of this cycle. That's so interesting. Like, these two cards have never come out together. And just after the World as well, which, as we saw, was the end of that cycle. That's wild. Okay, so let's take a look at who you will be, what the outcome of the situation will be, and what energy you will embrace once you are through this. We have death in reverse. And that's clarified by the Four of Pentacles, also in reverse. Okay. And your archetype card is the Sword. This is in reverse, so I am going to keep it in reverse, but I will read both. Okay, Death in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Sword. Pile 2, I don't... Okay, so death is transformation, right? It's huge transformation. It is literally going from one state of being to another state of being. And to have that in reverse feels like change that is... So it usually means change that is being resisted. However, in this context and with the kind of feeling I'm getting from this right now, because I do read intuitively, the feeling I'm getting here is more, this is probably the last big transformation you will undergo in this lifetime, right? Beyond this, that's not to say you won't grow and evolve, but it's more, it won't be as life-changing or as big and dramatic as all of the ones that have come your way so far. Like, from this point forward, life gets easier. You don't have to go through these painful experiences and, do the harrowing inner child work or anything like that. It feels like this is like the final big mountain for you to cross. And from that point forward, life will be quite smooth sailing. Even with the Sword in reverse, it's like there's no more war coming your way, which is always a good thing, right, in this day and age. The Four of Pentacles in reverse, you are no longer holding on too tightly to the things you have. I feel like working through the cycle definitely makes you feel way more relaxed. And that could also partially be why the rest of your life doesn't feel as dramatic or painful or, life altering, because it's almost like getting to this position of abundance makes you so secure, it makes you so calm and chilled out that even if transformation does come your way, I don't think you're bothered. I don't think it will, ruin your day or anything like that, the way you seem to be right now. So once you work through this, I feel like you are unbeatable. You are unbotherable. I don't even know if that's a word. But yeah, very much the energy of like, chill out, bro. It's giving who am I thinking of? Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, but not when he's panicked, but rather when he's like chilled out. And him and Scooby are going through their shenanigans. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, where it's not that life is going to be boring and monotonous from that point forward, but it's more that, yeah, you'll deal with stuff in the moment, but you won't carry the hurt with you from that point forward, right? Let's take a look at the Sword. So that's card 62. Okay. The knife, the blade, the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made, and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. When dark, hasty, backstabbing, a dull and painful blade. I don't really think that's what we're taking away here, but what did stand out to me is a sword deciding where one life ends and another begins, like how one reality is split from the other. And to have that in reverse kind of, again, makes me feel like this death in reverse, where it's like, from this point forward, you're not really going to go through transformations that are reality altering. Like, from this point forward, who you are is who you might continue to be for the rest of your life. There will be no sword powerful enough to force you into an alternate reality from that point forward. Nothing can shake you from this abundance is what I'm trying to say, which is a powerful position to be in. And once you get there, please remember my PayPal tip jar. Okay. I told you I like joking around with you. You guys seem like my kind of people. So finally, let's take a look at some advice for you. To start, we have Starseed. What lights you up? Okay, you might be going through like a Starseed awakening, but I am going to read this from the guidebook. Again, this is a deck that does not do numbers. So this is number 50, I believe. 5, which is the number of change. Starseed, what lights you up? Starseeds are souls with a double mission, to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They are old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many starseeds arrive with the feeling that time is running out and that there is something that they came here to do, to create or contribute. If you pull this card, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are being encouraged to answer the call. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet, in hospitals and schools, in slums and mansions, on stages and in edit suites, in parks and nightclubs, in taxis and theme parks. Many starseeds spend part of their lives trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. If you are dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that you came here to share and treat your time on Earth like a glorious vacation. A glorious vacation, that is exactly where you are headed. But also, you might want to look into Starseed origins and see if any of those resonate with you, or maybe ask your intuition about your Starseed mission and that kind of thing. Oh, okay, this one flipped over before I was ready. That's a bit rude. Okay, so for your final card, we have the Turkey Spirit in reverse. Give with gratitude and grace. All right, so this is number 61, and this was 62. Okay, interesting. So, Turkey Spirit. Are you giving in order to receive in kind, keeping tally of how much you have given and what is owed to you? This is not the way to experience abundance. When Turkey Spirit is in the protection position, it is a reminder to let go of any perception of scarcity or fear that if you give too much, you will not have enough for yourself. Use your spiritual practices to reconnect with spirit and remember how it feels to embody abundance, and you will give as much as is needed right now. Turkey Spirit is here to tell you that everything evens out when you are aligned with the law of abundance, and Spirit wants you to, as Spirit wants you to be. Abundance is yours. What did I tell you? This is all about abundance, Paltu. And yeah, I think one way that you can embrace a feeling of abundance could be through giving, through donating. It doesn't have to be donating money. It could be donating your time, your expertise, your services, your availability, that kind of thing. But that could be a quick way to put yourself in a position of abundance, right? So that's your message for today, Paltu. I really hope it resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments how, because I'm always curious to hear you guys' story. If this reading resonated with you and helped you in any way, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps out so much. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can always email me. My email is in the video description. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for being here and letting me do this reading for you and sharing your time and energy with me. I truly appreciate it. You can stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, hello. So if you guys picked the Tarot of the Divine deck, then welcome. So today we're taking a look at your next steps, and to start with, we'll do an energy check sort of thing, where we'll take a look at what your energy is like right now, what your situation is, and if this resonates, you've definitely found the right pile. With these cards here, we'll take a look at any advice on what your next steps should be in the situation, why it's going the way it's going, etc. With these cards here, we'll take a look at what the outcome of the situation is going to be and who you will become once you've taken these steps and once the situation has gone through what it's supposed to go through. And then finally, we'll take a look at some advice with these oracle cards. Now, I should say when I was shuffling your cards were very reluctant to come out. It took a while to shuffle, so I'm going to be honest. This might be a message that calls you out a little bit, but it's okay. We love being called out by the tarot cards. It's all good. So, what is the situation? Who are you? What are you going through? Let's see. To start, we have Judgment. And that's clarified by the Two of Swords in reverse. And your archetype card is the Desert. Okay, Judgment, Two of Swords in reverse, and the Desert. Do you feel a little lost out in the cold, or well, in the heat, I guess? Do you feel like your intuition has abandoned you a little bit? But at the same time, it's like you're looking outside of yourself for answers. And this came up with another pile as well. And I won't tell you which one, just in case you did intuitively pick that one as well. But if you did, you know. But with the Judgment card, this is about people being judged based on their thoughts and actions in life. Kind of like if you think of the biblical Judgment Day idea, where your sins and I guess good deeds are weighed up against each other to decide whether you go to heaven or hell. Like that kind of energy. But it is often also just a call to your purpose, right? And you might be in a position right now where up until this point, your purpose was very, very clear to you. You knew exactly where you were supposed to be, what you were supposed to be doing. But now with this Two of Swords in reverse, it's like you don't know anymore, right? The things that you were being called to do, you're not called to anymore. The things that used to fulfill you are not fulfilling you anymore. And it might be leaving you a little bit lost, a little bit unsure as to what to do. You might be stuck between two choices and not knowing what your gut says. It could be two choices that are, between two options that are available to you, or it could be something like, oh, should I stay where I am or should I move on? Should I stick to this job, this relationship, this home, this place, or should I leave? Something like that. The desert always makes me think of, being thirsty, being parched, being unsure of even survival, let alone happiness. But we will read this from the book. This is card number 37. The desert, the drought, the wasteland, the badlands. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with lives to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort and all must pass through it. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes' calls surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic. Surreal, strange, unexpected visions, silence. It could also be that you're having like a massive spiritual break right now, or as in like a breakthrough, okay, so if you are a usually intuitive person, you might feel like your intuition has abandoned you right now. If you have not been a very intuitive person, right now you might be given like a crazy spiritual insight, like a crazy spiritual gift for you has just opened up. It's kind of giving me, I don't know if you guys have seen the Nun comics. So there's this artist I follow, I forget their name, but they do a whole comic about nuns, and it's the funniest thing. It's my favorite comic right now. And one of the ones is like the duties of a nun is to, I don't know, to like do the laundry, to farm, have crazy ethereal mystical visions, do the chores. So it kind of feels like you're having some like crazy ethereal mystical visions right now, which, hello, you're in the right place. Because this is the Mystical Visions channel. But yeah, it could be that whatever you're going through right now is like a complete departure from what you're used to. It almost feels like life is a mirage right now. Like you're not sure what's real and what's not. And it's exhausting, and you're not sure how to, well, you're not even sure what's going on, let alone how to work through it. Okay. So it's a lot going on. It's very abstract. I'm sorry if you're going through this, but it's here for a reason. So let's see what your next steps should be or will be. We have the moon. Oh my goodness. They're not relenting at all. And that's clarified by the Queen of Swords. Okay. The moon is shadow. It is not knowing what's going to happen. It is the opposite of clarity. Whereas the Queen of Swords is someone who creates clarity, who cuts out anything that no longer serves her, and she is not afraid to be upfront about it. So with these together, it kind of tells me that the main reason you feel lost and confused is because maybe you are a Queen of Swords type character. Maybe you don't take nonsense from anyone, and maybe you don't allow anyone or anything else to impact you in any way unless you want it to, right? Maybe you're the kind of person, maybe you're very type A, right? Maybe you're the kind of person who makes things happen. Like you probably don't mess around. You probably don't hang out with indecisive people. And like now you're in a position of indecision and not knowing what to do and where to go. And it's like, whoa, this is like the antithesis of who I am, right? But with the moon, it's definitely asking you to, you're going to hate me for saying this, it's definitely asking you to embrace it. I know, but listen, it's asking you to embrace the indecision, because this is here to show you the other side of the coin. Okay? Perhaps this is karmic. Perhaps in the past you have judged people for not knowing who they are or what they want, or not knowing immediately what their next step should be. And maybe you've even, I don't know, been a little callous with people who didn't have your gift of decisiveness, of knowing exactly what to do and having the courage to go after it. And so now it's like retribution almost, where you're being thrown into a situation right now where you have no choice but to experience what those people experience. I told you this reading would call you out. This is why. This is why I say the things that I do. You guys think I'm joking. I'm really not. Yeah, there is no clarity being offered to you because you are someone who runs purely off of complete clarity, and that is not the way of the world. Right? I read this thing the other day, right? That was like, most native cultures don't see people as a means of productivity. Most native cultures don't see people as a cog in the capitalistic machine, but rather they see us as part of nature, simply here to exist and to enjoy existence. And that's all we should be doing. And I think you might be someone who is working through that capitalistic mindset, finding how disillusioning it really is, and now slowly working your way back to self-worth that is not tied to productivity, and this is growing pains. So that could be something that you're dealing with, and it is completely understandable. However, right now, you're very much being called to give yourself the grace that you may not have given other people when they didn't know what they wanted out of life. Right? Maybe that judgment is like a pun here, like maybe you've been quite judgmental of people. And that's okay. We've all been judgmental of people. It's completely fine. But right now, you're being forced to see the other side of the spectrum without being offered any clarity as to why, so that you know why people go through the things that they go through, and it gives you a better rounded perspective. Oh, I've just suddenly caught a cold. That's weird. Next, we have the Six of Cups in reverse, and that's clarified by the Knight of Wands. What should your next steps be? Okay. There is no precedent for how you should act right now. Nothing in your life thus far is remotely like where you are right now. And that is by design, right? Because you are meant to just boldly go forward and embrace the fact that you have no idea what's going on. And that's horrible for someone like you. If you resonate with all this, that must feel insane right now, because you might be someone who has planners, who needs like 3 days notice before anything happens. And you're being pushed into a feeling of wilderness, of whimsy, of following nothing. I was going to say of following the whims of your heart, but like truly just following nothing, just falling into situations and allowing life to shape the way it will. And with the Six of Cups in reverse, like the Six of Cups upright talks about people from your past coming back, ancestors wanting to communicate with you and all of that. In reverse, this is kind of telling me that there is nothing in your past that would have prepared you for this position. And with the Knight of Wands, this is that chaos energy of, I'm going to follow my heart and let it take me wherever it wants to, and I don't really care about consequences. Right now, this feels like you're being forced to embrace your inner child. This feels like you're being forced to embrace this childlike wonder for the world, where you're not sure what comes next, and every day is an adventure, and that's the whole point, right? The point of this is not for you to grow and evolve and, be a whole rounded person, like I said earlier. The point is for you to learn to be in the present moment, to let go of the planning, to let go of the wanting to be in control and all of that. This time for you right now is literally just to push you to embrace the unknown and see it more as an adventure than as a punishment. Next, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Clarified by the Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, okay. So the Four of Swords upright talks about someone being forced to take a rest. To have that in reverse is obviously restless energy. The Page of Cups upright is someone who is just starting off on an emotional maturity journey, like a journey towards emotional maturity. Have that in reverse talks about someone who is quite emotionally juvenile and mature, and I think you might be someone who was forced to grow up very, very young. very, very early. You might have gained emotional maturity by the age of 4. And quite frankly, it was way too early. And you might have grown up way too quickly and peaked at a very young age as well. And then maybe your life has kind of plateaued. And maybe that's why you've started to rely so much on plans and on deciding exactly how things will play out and all of that. But right now, you're being forced into a position where that's not an option anymore. You're being forced into a position where you cannot rest until you throw away everything you thought you knew about emotional maturity. Because no one can attain emotional maturity at an immature age, right? It's just not a thing that humans can do. What we can do is learn ways to adapt to the emotionally immature people around us when we are very young. So what you might consider emotional maturity may truly have been coping mechanisms, may have been silencing your emotions, may have been ways to suppress your needs for the needs of the adults in your life, right, when you were children. And now it's almost like you're being thrown into a position of restlessness. Oh, sorry, you guys, I keep coughing a lot. Right now, it's like you're being thrown into a position of restlessness in order to rediscover the parts of you that you had repressed. The anger, the irritation, the restlessness, the fears, the reaction you're having to chaos and to not knowing, to not being sure of everything. This, to me, suggests that this is the universe holding up a giant mirror to your face, right? It is showing you, hey, look, these are parts of yourself that you thought were grown up, but were actually just repressed. And right now we are bringing them up to the surface so that you can look at them and you can work with them and work through them and heal them to attain true emotional maturity. So, quite frankly, your next steps are to just allow all the chaos, all the drama, all of it to come out. Like, this feels like a lot of inner child healing, yes, but also a lot of just taking a good long look at how you've been living your life so far. Because you may have convinced yourself that you have it all together, and that's only because you are functional. You might be high functioning, and that's great, but not if it's at the cost of emotional repression or a lack of comfort, a lack of complete radical self-acceptance and self-love. Okay, so let's take a look at what the outcome of the situation will be, who you will become once you embrace all of this. We have the Four of Cups, and that's clarified by the King of Swords. And for your archetype, we have the Bardo in reverse. It almost feels like these cards are supposed to be in reverse, but they're not. The Four of Cups talks about the universe bringing you opportunities, but you're not seeing them because you have 3 cups in front of you. The King of Swords talks about complete intellectual sovereignty, complete intellectual mastery. What do they mean together? The Four of Cups and the King of Swords. I'm just going to draw one more card and see what's going on here, if it can make sense of it in my mind. What's the outcome of the situation, please? Not too many. Okay. The Queen of Coins in reverse. reverse. Just keep that there. Four of Cups, King of Swords, Queen of Coins in reverse. Who will you be at the end of this? Honestly, not too different to who you are right now, but you will release the idea that you need to be completely self-sufficient. You may not be as, okay. You'll be someone who has mastered the idea of being intellectually, accomplished. Like, you'll have mastered your thoughts, but you won't be like hyper aware of everything. Like right now, it feels like you might be someone who always has an eye out, always looking around, always has your guard up. But once you work through this, you'll recognize that you don't always have to keep looking for the next best thing. You don't always have to be looking for, what should I be doing now? Where should I be going? That kind of thing. Like, you don't always have to be on the move. You'll feel a lot more happy with what you already have, but also you won't feel the need to do everything by yourself. With this Queen of Coins in reverse. The Queen of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles, is someone who is abundant from within, but is also very self-sufficient. And so to have that in reverse kind of tells me, like, it's this feeling of allowing other people to take care of you, allowing other people to contribute towards your happiness, not having to do everything by yourself. Let's take a look at the Bardo in reverse. So this is number 50. The liminal, the in-between, the transition. It is said that the Bardo is a place between this life and the next, a liminal realm through which souls pass. Envisioning this inherently mysterious space creates the potential for us to rise above the concerns of this world and see our relationships through a cosmic and timeless lens. The Bardo suspends us in its spaciousness for just long enough to open us to higher wisdom. Its energy does not belong to Earth as we know it, but rather to the cosmic network of which we are a single thread. When dark, torment, dislocation, hallucination, transience. I definitely think it's more the transient nature of things. Like, the person you become will recognize that everything is temporary. There is no one right way to do things or to look at the world, and it doesn't really matter what anyone does or says, because your job is simply to be present, to be alive. You're not here to be productive. You're not here to make a lot of money for someone. You're here to simply enjoy the gift that is life. And you start to see just how fleeting life is and just how little time we all have in the grand scheme of things. And you might gain a new appreciation for it. And that's who you are becoming. Just a much more grateful, a much more present, a much more alive person. Okay, so finally, let's take a look at some advice for you with these oracle cards. To start, we have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Let's see. Oh, where's the book? There. So that is on page 52. That niggling feeling, the annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling. Try as you might, it is there, and it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their niggling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It is exhausting, and until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it. to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. What is your niggling feeling trying to tell you? Yeah, it definitely feels like you've been ignoring all the signs, all the little annoying little scritches in your brain that are telling you that this is not what life is supposed to be, that you are meant for more. And now you might be in a position where you have no choice but to ask these questions. Okay? And next we have the Ant Spirit in reverse. Time to collaborate. And that is the very first card in this deck. So, the Ant Spirit. Okay, there we go. And it's in reverse. Do you really believe that you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic or mistrustful. The fact that Ant Spirit is showing up now is a sign that you have an opportunity to heal and relearn to trust that others will show up for you in a genuine way. It is time to see the universe as conscious and connected, loving and helpful, but you must participate in the activity of co-creation. Then you will see the miracles waiting for you, including partners who appear ready to lend a hand. Yeah, it very much feels like you're going from like very much a solo character to a team player. Okay? So that's your reading for today, part 3. Very interesting. Sorry about all the little cuts when I had to cough. Hopefully they weren't too noticeable. But, yeah, man, I feel for you, but it's okay. You will get through this. All right. So that's your reading for today. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time and energy with me and letting me read for you. If it resonated, please do remember to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel because it really helps a lot, and leave me a comment below letting me know how this resonated for you. If you'd like a private reading, I have my email in the video description. You can reach out to me and we can sort it out that way. Yeah, stick around to the outro for another reading on my channel. It should come up just after this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!